Sheree don't wanna be with you no more. Sheree don't wanna be with you no more. Sheree don't wanna be with you no more. I'm sorry, Jeff, it's over.
What?
No matter your mood, situation, or location, watching a good comedy is never a bad idea. And the genre offers all different kinds of films to choose from, whether it be classic slapstick, an endearing rom-com, a family-friendly romp, wry dramedy, or an action-filled installment of kicking ass and cracking jokes. With so many options available to you, we've put together a list of 30 movies, all Netflix originals, that are worth your time. Keep watch till the end to see them all. Categorized by which type of comedy you might be in the mood for. You bring the popcorn, they'll bring the laughs. Number 30. We Have a Ghost. If you're in the mood for a scary good time, then hit play on this family-friendly horror comedy. We Have a Ghost follows teenager Kevin, who discovers a ghost living in the attic of the rundown house his parents got a suspiciously good deal on. After befriending the specter and naming him Ernest, Kevin offers to help his paranormal pal settle some unfinished business, but things take a turn when Kevin's dad finds out about Ernest and, hoping to cash in on the situation, posts a video of him online that goes viral. The film also stars Jennifer Coolidge as a cable TV psychic who gets a little more than she bargained for when she visits the house to make contact with Ernest. Number 29. You People. Meeting your significant other's parents is nerve-wracking on its own. But imagine if Eddie Murphy turns out to be your prospective father-in-law. That's the scenario that Jonah Hill confronts in You People, directed by Kenya Barris in his feature directorial debut from a script he co-wrote with Hill. After a meet-cute mix-up, Ezra Cohen and Amira Muhammad quickly fall head over heels for each other and, as they embark on committing to a life together, attempt to blend their drastically different families. Julia Louis-Dreyfus and David Duchovny star as Ezra's semi-woke Jewish parents, while Murphy and Nia Long play Amira's concerned Muslim parents. Number 28. Murder Mystery. It's no mystery how Adam Sandler made it on this list. The star of many a Netflix comedy scored another hit with Murder Mystery, which reunited him with his Just Go With It co-star Jennifer Aniston. The Agatha Christie-inspired whodunit stars Sandler and Aniston as married couple Nick, an NYPD officer, and Audrey, a hairdresser, who set off on a trip to Europe for their 15th wedding anniversary. But an unexpected invite onto a charming billionaire's yacht ends in murder, with Nick and Audrey as the prime suspects. Hijinks ensue as they rush to prove their innocence and expose the real culprits, and then do it all over again in the sequel. Number 27. Wine Country. Saturday Night Live legends assemble. For her feature directorial debut, Amy Poehler returned to her roots and put together a cast of some of the funniest women to ever grace the SNL stage. Poehler, Maya Rudolph, Anna Gasteyer, Paula Pell, Emily Spivey and Rachel Dratch star as a group of longtime friends who head to Napa Valley for a weekend getaway to celebrate a milestone birthday. Over a booze-fueled couple of days, they let loose and make friends with the likes of Maya Erskine, Cherry Jones, Jason Schwartzman, and Poehler's frequent comedy partner in crime, Tina Fey. Number 26. Between Two Ferns, the movie. Before breaking out in The Hangover, Zach Galifianakis launched Between Two Ferns, a web series in which he'd welcome celebrity guests for interviews that would inevitably evolve into a tension-filled insult fest. Following a decade-long run of success that included 2 Emmy wins and hundreds of millions of views, Galifianakis and writer-director Scott Aukerman took their show on the road, at least they did in their movie spin-off. After going viral for nearly accidentally killing Matthew McConaughey, The fictional version of Galifianakis tries to achieve his dream of hosting a real talk show by traveling the country and interviewing everyone from David Letterman to Benedict Cumberbatch. Other A-list cameos include Keanu Reeves, Jon Hamm, Gal Gadot, Michael Cera, Brie Larson, and Bruce Willis. Number 25. Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga. A Wedding Crashers reunion is always music to comedy fans' ears. Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga delivers just that. With Wedding Crashers filmmaker David Dobkin back, directing Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams, who star as Icelandic childhood friends with dreams of winning the celebrated Eurovision Song Contest. Together, Lars Eriksson and Sigrid Eriksdotter are Fire Saga, the duo behind the extremely catchy jam, Jaja Ding Dong. Against all odds, Fire Saga makes it to Eurovision, where they face off with talented singers from around the world. Co-written by Ferrell, Eurovision scored both laughs and an Oscar nomination, with the grand finale Husavik being up for Best Original Song. Number 24. Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery. For years after introducing the world to Daniel Craig's one-of-a-kind private detective Benoit Blanc, writer-director Rian Johnson returned to the Knives Out universe with the delightfully twisty sequel, Glass Onion. Blanc is surprised to be invited to tech billionaire Miles Braun's private island for an annual gathering of Braun and his oldest friends, only to suddenly be forced to go from relaxing to investigating when someone winds up dead. In addition to Craig and Norton, the film features an all-star collection of possible suspects, including Janelle Monáe, Dave Bautista, Leslie Odom Jr., Catherine Hahn, and Kate Hudson. Number 23. The Incredible Jessica James. Ahead of stealing Kid Cudi's heart in the recent animated event Intergalactic, Jessica Williams was finding romance with Slumberland and Bridesmaids star Chris O'Dowd in The Incredible Jessica James, the romantic comedy, which debuted at the Sundance Film Festival, centers on the titular Jessica James, a struggling playwright who is finding even less success in the dating world. Still reeling from a recent breakup, she goes on a blind date with Divorce Boone and they soon begin a relationship, while also agreeing to keep tabs on each other's exes. Like most rom-coms, Jessica James flourishes due to the inherent likability of its leads. Number 22. The Kissing Booth. Looking for some euphoria? Enter The Kissing Booth. Based on Beth Reekle's popular young adult novel, the teen rom-com stars Joey King as quirky high school junior Elle Evans, who suddenly begins attracting the attention of her bad boy crush Noah. Unfortunately, there's one big problem: Noah is the older brother of Elle's lifelong best friend, Lee, and the budding romance puts their friendship in jeopardy. Viewers couldn't stay out of the kissing booth, prompting the arrival of a second and third film to make up the trilogy. Number 21. Set It Up. It's hard to beat this rom-com setup. Two overworked assistants in New York City decide that the key to their happiness is to arrange a relationship between their demanding bosses. Glenn Powell and Zoe Deutsch star as Charlie and Harper, the assistants who conspire to set up their higher-ups, while also sparking some chemistry of their own. That appealing foursome, plus the work of writer Katie Silberman and director Claire Scanlon, makes Set It Up a comedy you'll want to circle back to again and again. Number 20. Someone Great. If you want to watch something great, writer-director Jennifer Caton Robinson has you covered. Produced by Paul Feig, this comedy, like his Bridesmaids, clicks thanks to the endearing friendships between the main characters, not because of a romantic relationship. Gina Rodriguez stars as Jenny, a music journalist who's on the verge of leaving New York City for her dream job in San Francisco. But her happy ending is derailed when her longtime boyfriend ends things. Luckily, her best friends Blair and Aaron are ready to take her mind off the breakup and give her one last unforgettable night in the Big Apple. Number 19. Pee-wee's Big Holiday. 28 years after Big Top Pee-wee, comedian Paul Reubens returned as his lovable, childlike alter ego for this standalone sequel. Co-written by Reubens and Loves Paul Rust, Big Holiday picks up with Pee-wee searching for new meaning in life following the breakup of his band. He soon gets pointed toward his destiny when a chance encounter with actor Joe Manganiello has Pee-wee leaving his small hometown for the first time to head to New York City for Joe's birthday bash. Among those to make appearances in Big Holiday are Rust, Stephanie Beatriz, Alia Shawkat and David Arquette. Number 18. The Mitchells vs. the Machines. This funny and touching animated comedy tracks a dysfunctional family on their road trip from Michigan to California, where they'll drop aspiring filmmaker Katie off at college. But the mission of patriarch Rick to bond with his daughter is sidetracked by a global robot uprising, usual road trip stuff. Joining Jacobson and McBride on this hilarious ride are Maya Rudolph, Olivia Colman, Eric Andre, Fred Armisen, Conan O'Brien, John Legend, Chrissy Teigen, Blake Griffin and Doug the Pug. Number 17. We Can Be Heroes. Spy Kids filmmaker Robert Rodriguez created a new generation of butt-kicking children with his superhero comedy We Can Be Heroes. Narcos star Pedro Pascal plays Marcus Moreno, a master swordsman and leader of the heroics. When Marcus and his superhero team are captured by alien invaders, his powerless daughter, Missy, must rally the other heroics children to save the day. The Super We Can Be Heroes cast includes Priyanka Chopra Jonas, Christian Slater, Sung Kang, Boyd Holbrook and Taylor Dooley, who reprises her role as Lava Girl from Rodriguez's previous superhero film, The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Number 16. Yes Day. Based on the children's book of the same name, Yes Day stars Jennifer Garner and Edgar Ramirez as a married couple who traded in their carefree lives for cautious parenthood. But when their 3 kids get tired of constantly hearing no, the Torres family decides to test drive the concept of a Yes Day, a 24-hour period where, within reason, the parents cannot say no. And yes, theme park trips and insane amounts of ice cream are on the menu. Co-starring opposite Garner and Ramirez are Disenchantment's Nat Faxon, Wednesday's Jenna Ortega, and music superstar Her as herself. In summary, say yes to Yes Day. Number 15. I Care a Lot. Prepare to care a lot about this film. Written and directed by Jay Blakeson. I Care a Lot tells the story of successful con woman Marla, whose go-to scheme involves tricking courts into appointing her as the guardian for elderly people who she claims can't take care of themselves. She places them in assisted living facilities and sells off their assets. But her latest scam puts her in jeopardy when she hones in on the mother of a dangerous crime lord. Part thriller, part satirical black comedy, I Care a Lot features a Golden Globe winning performance by Pike as well as colorful supporting turns from Peter Dinklage, Isa Gonzalez, Chris Messina and Diane Wiest. Number 14. Do Revenge. Writer-director Jennifer Caton Robinson finds her way onto this list for the second time, courtesy of her Someone Great follow-up, Do Revenge. Loosely inspired by Alfred Hitchcock's Strangers on a Train. This black comedy stars Camila Mendes and Maya Hawke as new friends who bond over their mission to get revenge on the spoiled rich kids who turned them into high school outcasts. Between the stylish look and direction, clever script and winning performances by Mendes, Hawke, Austin Abrams and Sophie Turner, plus Sarah Michelle Gellar as the school's headmaster, Do Revenge makes us nostalgic for the glory days of teen movies. Number 13. Don't Look Up. It's hard to beat the pedigree of this Best Picture nominee, which is written and directed by Adam McKay and stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Mark Rylance, Cate Blanchett, Meryl Streep, Jonah Hill and Timothée Chalamet. The film begins with a doctoral candidate and her professor discovering a comet that is set to hit Earth in the coming months and cause catastrophic devastation. As the duo struggle to get the government and media to take the threat seriously, McKay uses the satirical black comedy to comment on the ongoing lack of attention to global warming. So, as you're laughing, which you will, it'll also get you thinking. Number 12. The Babysitter. When this babysitter comes around, hide your kids. From the minds of director McG and writer Brian Duffield, this horror comedy stars emerging scream queen Samara Weaving as Bee, the babysitter of your dreams and nightmares. Lonely 12-year-old Cole is enchanted by Bee, until he sneaks down from bed and watches her kill one of her friends. Welp, it turns out that Bee is the leader of a demonic cult. Try going back to sleep after that discovery. The Babysitter's supporting cast is also scary good, featuring Bella Thorne, Robbie Amell, King Bach, Ken Marino, and Leslie Bibb. Number 11. Spencer Confidential. The dream team of director Peter Berg and star Mark Wahlberg continued with their fifth collaboration, Spencer Confidential. Wahlberg's private investigator character, Spencer, first originated in Robert B. Parker's novel series before becoming the focus of an ABC drama in the 1980s. In the film adaptation from Berg, Spencer is a former Boston cop who's fresh out of jail, having been convicted of assaulting a superior whom he suspected was involved in a murder. As he works to leave his hometown behind and become a truck driver, Spencer moves in with his old friend Henry and new roommate Hawk. But a string of cop killings puts Spencer back in the crosshairs and forces him to team up with Hawk to get to the bottom of this conspiracy. If Wahlberg in Boston isn't enough to convince you to watch, then seeing him and Post Malone in a prison brawl should be. Number 10. Red Notice. This globe-trotting adventure brings together three of Hollywood's most powerful A-listers: Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot. Written and directed by Johnson's frequent collaborator Rawson Marshall Thurber, Red Notice introduces Johnson as top FBI profiler John Hartley, who teams up with wisecracking criminal Nolan Booth to catch the world's most wanted art thief, Gadot's Sarah the Bishop Black. Expect plenty of action and jokes, a surprising twist, and the urge to watch even more heist movies. Number 9. Day Shift. Veteran stuntman J.J. Perry made his directorial debut with a supernatural action comedy you can really sink your teeth into. Day Shift stars Jamie Foxx as Bud Jablonski, who poses as a pool cleaner as a cover for his real job, Vampire Hunter. But business hasn't been booming for Bud, hence the reason he reluctantly rejoins the vampire hunting union that previously kicked him out. Joining Fox on this frighteningly funny gig are Dave Franco, Megan Good, Scott Adkins, Steve Howe, and Snoop Dogg. In other words, watching Day Shift will feel like the opposite of work. Number 8. The Meyerowitz Stories, New and Selected. Noah Baumbach is now a Netflix mainstay. But the writer-director of Marriage Story and White Noise made his debut on the service with the critically adored dramedy, The Meyerowitz Stories. The film follows a group of dysfunctional adult siblings trying to live in the shadow of their father, a noted professor and artist. The film's star-packed cast includes Baumbach veterans Adam Driver and Ben Stiller, as well as Emma Thompson, Dustin Hoffman, and Adam Sandler, who received high praise for his against-type performance as the floundering eldest son. Number 7. Dolomite Is My Name. While comedy fans have known Eddie Murphy for 4 decades and counting, the legendary comedian long wanted to reintroduce the world to another name, Rudy Ray Moore. The biographical film from director Craig Brewer picks up the story of Moore just before he creates his career-changing persona, the expletive-spewing pimp Dolomite. Looking to capitalize on his rising popularity, Moore sets out to bring his character to the big screen with Dolomite, which would eventually release in 1975 and become a defining project of the blaxploitation era. Having made just one film in the 7 years before 2019's Dolomite Is My Name, Murphy returned with a force and swagger that earned him a Golden Globe nomination and reminded audiences why they fell in love with him in the first place. Number 6. The Laundromat. There's nothing dirty about Oscar-winning filmmaker Steven Soderbergh making a movie with Meryl Streep, Gary Oldman, and Antonio Banderas. That golden quartet forms The Laundromat, which documented the infamous Panama Papers scandal. Banderas and Oldman's characters serve as narrators for 3 stories, including one in which Streep plays a widow, who, after losing her husband and the subsequent insurance money, comes across a powerful Panamanian company run by 2 cunning lawyers that hide money for the extremely wealthy. Soderbergh's cast also features Jeffrey Wright, David Schwimmer, Will Forte, Robert Patrick and Sharon Stone. Number 5. The Package. Gather up all your package, puns and innuendos, before hitting play on this one. Director Jake Szymanski's racy and irreverent teen comedy follows a group of buddies on a spring break camping trip that turns bloody when one of them accidentally cuts off their own, well, you know. After he's helicoptered to a hospital, the others realize that his, package didn't go with him, and together they navigate hard conditions to reconnect them. Packaged in the package cast are Geraldine Viswanathan, Sadie Calvano, and Stranger Things breakout star Eduardo Franco. Number 4. Me Time. This buddy comedy from writer-director John Hamburg pairs up Mark Wahlberg and Kevin Hart as best friends who have grown apart in recent years. But the duo are reunited when stay-at-home dad Sonny finally has some time to himself and decides to partake in the wild annual birthday celebration for Huck. When they aren't full-on raging, Sonny and Huck discover that they have much to learn about each other and themselves. Also getting in on Me Time are Narcos, Mexico's Luis Gerardo Mendez, Love Hard's Jimmy O. Young, and Think Like a Man's Regina Hall. Number 3. Ibiza, Love Drunk. Executive produced by Will Ferrell and Adam McKay, this raunchy rom-com stars community alum Jillian Jacobs as Harper, an overworked New York City publicist who is sent to Barcelona for an important business meeting. On the trip, Harper is accompanied by her hard-partying friends Nikki and Leah, and a night of clubbing finds Harper connecting with a famous DJ, Leo West. Work be damned. Harper and her crew follow Leo to nearby noted party hotspot Ibiza, where romance and shenanigans are always on tap. Number 2. Good on Paper. Stand-up comedian and Spencer Confidential scene stealer Eliza Schlesinger takes center stage with Good on Paper. The rom-com star Schlesinger, who also wrote the film, as Andrea, an aspiring actress and comedian who has long put work ahead of romance. But that all changes when she meets the smart and kind Dennis, a Yale graduate and hedge fund manager. So, basically, the perfect package, or so Andrea thinks. Margaret Cho and Rebecca Rittenhouse also star in the film, which is even better on screen than it sounds on paper. Number 1. The Breaker-Uppers. When you see the Breaker-Uppers coming your way, run. Executive produced by Taika Waititi, this New Zealand rom-com is written, directed by and stars Madeline Sammy and Jackie Van Beek. The duo play best friends who run a business in which they will ruthlessly end your relationship for you. But their company and friendship are put to the test when they run into an old victim, causing Mel to suddenly develop a conscience. Don't feel guilty, though, about keeping an eye out for hysterical cameos from iconic New Zealanders Jermaine Clement and Lucy Lawless. So that's 30 comedy movies to watch whenever you need a laugh on Netflix. I hope you like this video and please subscribe this channel. See you in another video. Bye.